All right, so I have wine. That's definitely a departure for me. I've never had wine during this show.
Sophisticated.
I'm normally a beer drinker.
See if it makes you giddy.
It's good. It's good.
This show is going to get very angry and beat us, isn't it? It's just going to smack us around.
No. That's if I had tequila. I get angry with tequila. But wine just chills me out. I might actually fall asleep during the show. Who knows?
Nice. Wine always makes me want to get into some orgies, like just some real Caligula action.
Wow. I will be right back.
Welcome to Speed Rango, the game show where dictionary definitions produce knowledge and comedy. 4 words enter, 1 word leave is... you know what? That's not going to work.
I was feeling it, dude. I kind of
I was like, wow, Bob. Fucking
Bob, you have to be willing to have an intro where you fuck up a word or two and it's okay. Just go for it.
Welcome to Word Rango, the game show where dictionary definitions produce knowledge and comedy. 4 words enter, 1 word leaves, and is crowned champion. Our steely nerve competitors, a writer, another writer, a voice actor, and that other guy. And now it's gloves off and set your dictionaries to fun. It's time for Word Rango. Here's your host, Mike Suzak.
Welcome to Word Rango, Josh. My name is Mike Suzak. I'm joined this week by Bob Ball.
Baby, come to me. Let me put my arms
Dave
around
Hinkle.
you.
My dad doesn't love me.
And Ryan Lewis.
Yep, still here.
And that's the best we have, apparently. But, we have that's even better. We got 4 brand new words, ones you've never heard before. 3 of them we've invented, a bunch of definitions. We've got all these crazy things that we're going to try and come up with as the show goes on. Episode 48, it's just insane that we've made it this long. We haven't gotten canceled, and it's impossiple because this is an independent show.
We have to hurry up before it explodes because of all the fun we jam-packed into it.
So much fun. Jam-packed.
Can't you tell from how my voice is King Kong Kong King King?
This is like the fun-sized Snickers of podcasts, okay?
Yeah, pretty much.
Jam fucking packed.
It's delicious, but it'll give you diabetes.
And it also doesn't last long enough. And that's what the case is going to be for this episode. This is Speed Rango. Zowie! But what I can tell you, last week, the winning word was Elflock, courtesy of Bob Ball. Bob!
Congratulations, Bob.
Bob, that means...
Bob Ball.
The Bob Ball Show. Bob, you get first word this week. Kick it off. What's your word?
Oh, what we do, Internet, is we bring you 4 words, and this one is going to win, because this week's word is obstreperous. Obstreperous.
Obstreperous. O-B-S-tart.
S-tart, huh?
S-tart. O-B-S Pop-Tart. R-E-P.
Kitten
E-R-O-U-S.
Muzzles Pizza.
I think it was correct in there, but there was like a Pop-Tart or an emoji in the middle.
Breakfast Patriots? What?
We're going hot tonight, guys. We're coming in hot.
We're so Bob spell it.
Obstreperous is O-B-S-T-R-E-P-E-R-O-U-S.
I was right.
Obstreperous.
I was right. I even got the strawberry filling in there. Obstreperous. I'm going to start. It is when you have... isn't there like an ear, nose, and throat doctor? What are those fuckers called?
A otolaryngologist.
Are you serious?
Something like that.
Wow.
It's got some combination of those sounds in what it's called.
I feel like there's an something that's like...
There's an obstetrician.
Obstetrician?
And that's somebody who dives down into lady parts?
Yep.
No, that's an OBGYN.
Like OBGYN, huh?
An obstetrician
It's a lady part diver.
deals with fat
that's
people.
what I'm looking for.
It's an Olympic sport.
Mm-hmm.
There's, instead of a pool...
They're just lady parts.
Just lady parts.
Man, how do they score that one? Wait, scoring? Okay.
That is a smelly swim. Just
So
a smelly
anyways,
swim.
Obstreperous is when you have a lady parts doctor that look, it doesn't make as much money as it once did, so they double as a stripper. And so it's a lady part / stripper doctor that is, maybe they have to rush between jobs. Like, it's like, oh crap, I have an 11:30. But then it's like they show up and they're dressed as like Tigger from Winnie, like sexy Tigger from Winnie the Pooh or something, And that was their get up when they were on stage. And it's like, oh, son.
Now coming to the stage, Dr. Sexy Tigger. Doom, doom,
they're bouncing on their tails and all that. Yeah, so obstreperous is being a OBGYN that is also someone that takes their clothes off professionally and is licensed to do so.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, why don't you see more like OBGYNs stripping their way through school? It's like, you know, they have an understanding of genitalia. They would know the best light to present it in, like to maximize dollar yield and all this stuff. So, you know,
that's
it makes
if they
sense.
take if they take vagina theatrics class, then it probably, you know. Yeah.
Wasn't that Vagina Monologues? It's just like an OBGYN gets on the stage, they whip out their vagina, and then the vagina like reads a poem or something.
Is there a male OBGYN? I feel like that has to exist, right?
Urologist?
Isn't that just a proctologist?
No, I'm talking about literally, like, you can be a man and be an OBGYN, right? Like, you could be like you could be the dude that,
I think that's only legal in some states.
I mean, it's, you know, there are a lot of women that would probably be uncomfortable with that.
You're describing the plot to The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but that's exactly what it's. A man OBGYN has no business in there, and Rebecca De Mornay.
Because it's not a sexuality thing as much as it's, look, I don't care who you are. As a guy, you probably don't know that territory as well as someone that lives with it. You know, that's like my personal feelings. Like, we could get like a map.
I'm glad you're not a doctor.
We could get a map charted by Magellan of like that whole region, and we would still we would still get lost at like different turns. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm a little like, if I were a lady, I would want a lady doctor helping me out. I'd feel more comfortable personally, you know? That's just me. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know anything. Clearly, that's why I got this wrong already. Ryan, what do you think obstreperous means?
I mean, I think you're hitting the nail on the head here because, I mean, obviously, that part of it has something to do with an obstetrician at some kind of birthing canal kind of a thing. And so really what obstreperous is it's strep throat to the point it's so bad that it obstreps all the way down to the birth canal, and you're going to have to get yourself some amoxicillin stat. That thing is nasty. It's like a full body strep throat. It's like strep canal because that's where your throat leads to, right? Right.
It goes. It's just one direct path, I think. Yeah.
Down to the fallopian tubes. And
yeah. So when you're eating for two, that's like a literal.
You don't want to get.
So where does mine go then?
Where does your throat go?
I don't have those lady parts. Where does my throat attach to?
Dave. What does Philly Prep School tell us?
Does my throat attach to Dave?
It's well, yeah. I mean,
that makes sense.
We're all attached in some way. We've all bonded as friends, but no. It's my understanding that there is a hamster on a wheel down there, and when you get hungry, your tummy rumbles because the hamster is like kicking the wheel because it wants food, so it can power itself to run on a wheel, and therefore power you to drink more Yoo-hoo and like play Mario and stuff.
Mario,
what the hell?
Mario. Super like of the Super Marios. Mario of the Marios.
You're talking about Mario?
MERRY-O.
I'm having flashbacks right now.
The board game I played when I was a kid.
Get it all out now, because you guys are going to want to pounce on me for my word. That's for sure.
Bob, here's the thing. Like, I can answer your question. Just go see Human Centipede. That will answer all those questions that you have. That's what Dave had to watch during Philly Prep School when he was like when they were learning about the digestive system.
I know that there's a Human Centipede and a Human Centipede 2. Do I need to watch them in order?
Oh yeah, I think so.
You definitely do.
I think the machete order is you watch them side by side at the same time. Ooh, maximize your effect and your processing of the rich narrative.
Wouldn't it be interesting if it was like some kind of like Pink Floyd Wizard of Oz effect, where if you did watch them together, like you'd start to like the mysteries of the universe would unfold?
How do we know? Nobody's tried.
Nobody's watched both Human Centipede.
Dear listener, you do this for us and report back.
Centipede.
Please don't. Dave. Obstreperous. What do you think?
This is pretty easy. This is a word. It's used to describe any kind of cumbersome object or any kind of hurdle that gets in the way of Meryl Streep from her trailer to set. So basically, this could be a PA. This could be a craft lunch cart. This could be Jorge, the security guard in his little golf cart riding around. the thing is, she needs a clear path because once she's in her zone, she just like stampedes from her trailer, doesn't think about anything else but the roll and the take, and just gets right on set. She's liable to just run children down. There have been many incidents. So, obstreperous.
Did you say obstreperous?
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
I misheard you.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Meryl Streep, man, you cannot. She will bowl you the fuck over.
Yeah, she's dense. She's a dense person.
She's a dense woman.
She's got the density of a like black hole or a dying star.
Here she's coming. Don't get out of the way.
Better get out of the way, man.
Sucking up all them Academy Awards, and
That's why she's always sitting on the aisle, dude, at the Oscars. If you notice, she's always sitting at an aisle seat.
yeah, I think actually, airlines are starting to call aisle seats like the Streep seats or whatever, just because like it's
Nice.
the code name because
Yeah.
they know that Meryl Streep has like that's the Streep seat. That the Streep seat is like first row, like aisle seat, like all the way up front, like right there. Nobody's in your way when you're getting off the plane, and you're the first one on. I mean, it's like that's the Streep seats. Meryl Streep. Good. Let's see. We got some OBGYN and vagina jokes. We're doing pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Check.
Bob, don't let me down. What does obstreperous mean?
Obstreperous. And this is the winning word this week because not only have I found a great word, but it's a great word that defines the entire show.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Obstreperous is an adjective meaning difficult to control and often noisy. Obstreperous.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Meryl Streep then.
Meryl Streep.
Yep.
Yeah,
To control it.
I think Dave hit it. Yeah.
Dave hit that, Meryl Streep.
I mean, although, like, freaking full body strep throat's pretty tough to control, too, and it can get pretty loud if it starts hurting. So, second place?
Yeah, second place.
Okay, I can live with that.
I wasn't close. I'll admit it. But I liked mine, so that's all that matters. Difficult to... yeah, but you know what? I'm not sure I totally agree, because we keep a pretty good structure. We keep a good flow, you know? Mm-hmm. We get a little going, we move on. Just like we're going to do now. Ryan.
Cheetah!
Ryan, I'd like for you to go next. What's your word this week?
Okay, I like to pick timely words. There's, like, movies coming out. There's TV shows that kind of tie into my word. And my word's just awesome. I don't think I'm winning this week. Sorry, Bob. It's just not gonna happen. My word this week is Dragonade.
Dragonade.
Dave, give me the very obvious spelling of this.
I'm going to say Dragonade.
Oh, so close. There's two N's in there, bud. It's Dragonade.
So
Dragonade.
Dragonada.
Yeah, see, I thought it was actually, when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, Dragonade. So, but no, Dragonade.
So to be clear, Dragonade.
Correct.
Okay, so when life gives you dragons, make Dragonade.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's so many different directions you can go here. But yeah, guys, what do you think?
Bob, what do you think Dragonade means?
Okay, so I could go two different directions on this. One of them, I'm just going to toss up to the other two of you because it's actually not a D at the end. It's an R. So it's Dragonair.
Okay.
And Dragonair...
Dragonair. Like a menunaire? Like a dollar menunaire?
Dollar menu dragons, man. That's pretty fucking
That's actually pretty ballin', yeah.
Let's say that you are super hairy and you want to get rid of that hair. There's a product called Nair that you could just put on there, and the hair just seems to wipe right off.
Bob, is this your definition, or is this something you're trying to sell us on?
Do you have a dragon? Friends, because if you have a dragon, what you need is Dragonair. We all know how hairy dragons can get, especially in the summertime. Am I right? Now, what you need to do is take all new Dragonair, rub it all over your dragon, and then the hair just wipes right off. And then you can use that hair in all kinds of various ways. Magic potions, poisons, other magic potions.
Okay, yeah.
Soup.
Soup.
The most unimpressive
Feeling
thing in the
adventurous.
universe. Soup.
You can make fucking soup out of anything. I just look here. I'm done with my iPhone. I'm gonna make fucking soup out of it. All right, good.
Superfine.
Rich silicon soup.
Yeah.
And that's Dragonair.
Good. So we're making soup out of dragon hair. Thanks a lot, Bob. That's like there's a hairs in my soup.
You're welcome, Dragonair.
Dave, what do you think Dragonade means?
Well, it's kind of funny that this word came up because, so you guys know how I'm very learned on the Pokemans.
Oh no.
So it's actually Dragonade, like short for a grenade, like a nade. And basically, this is a weapon that was developed by the Army in order to capture dragons. So they would throw this thing out, it would capture dragons in, and one guy at the Army basically decided, like, hey, I'm going to quit the Army, I'm done with it, I'm going to go start my own kids show, and he started up Pokemon with using the Dragonade as a core concept of the Pokeball, which is used to capture all the Pokemen. So yeah, that's basically what Dragonade is.
All
Don't
right.
bother
Charizard?
thinking about the
That's
timeline or anything. It all works out. It all works out.
The Pokeverse, like it's gonna check out. Like we're not gonna have people writing in and be like, "You're trying to tell me that Charmander and Charizard are not gonna." I mean, I don't know if that's how they talk.
Or Dragonair itself, I don't know. All right, well, I guess it's
You
time.
guys are so fucking mad at me.
Damn it.
Oh, so good. So
Thanks
good.
a lot. I liked it more when you were on the fucking King of the Hill trip. All right, so I'm here to save us, as usual, because I, Ryan Lewis, run the show. Dragonade.
Where's Macklemore?
Dragonade. Dragonade.
It's not Dragonaise. Just so you know.
Nope. It's pretty great.
Oh, that would be
though.
delicious.
That would be pretty great. No, Dragonade is actually okay. So everybody focuses on the dragon part and then the nade, and they split that up that way. It's actually drag on nade, meaning look. Ralph Nader has never won a presidential candidacy. So if Ralph Nader were to to run again for president, here's what he needs to do. His motto is drag on, Nade, because he needs more drag queens to really get like, because I mean, if you can get like, I don't know, anywhere from 500 to 1,500 drag queens to basically march on Washington and just rally for you to become president of the United States. Everybody's like, come on, drag on, Nade. And Ralph Nader's all like, that's right, I'm putting lipstick on. You know, I'm putting on some sort of like pantyhose. And, you know, I've maybe got like a little skirt that's just showing a little bit much. Maybe the bottom of my cheek is kind of hanging out under it.
Okay.
And I'm Ralph Nader, and I am hot right now. And I could be your president.
I so want Ralph Nader in drag right now.
Oh man.
And
Ralph, I know you listen to this show.
he does.
Hey, can we make that happen?
Oh, you know
Drag
that's going to
on,
be
man.
the album art. You know that's
Yeah.
absolutely the album art.
And see, you know, it's kind of like, okay, well, drag queens, whatever, but they can control so much of the vote. Because if you figure all the different demographics that can be involved in this, it sounds immediately targeted, but in reality, they're they're some of the most exciting bunch in like any of American subcultures. Like they're so fun to be around, and like if you ever go to a kind of like a drag rally thing or whatever it is, like I can't remember, like usually they're for charities and stuff. They're really fun, and and Ralph Nader would just fucking kill it if he decided to base his next campaign around drag queens. And I mean, it doesn't matter that Ralph is at the ripe old age of 80. I mean, he can still rock it, and you know he can. Just put on a corset, Ralph. You know, just kind of suck it in a little bit. Kind of do your little catwalk. Do my dance on the catwalk. I'm Ralph Nader. On the catwalk. Do my little dance on the catwalk. Yeah, so Dragonair, drag on, Nair, or Nade. Drag on, Ralph Nader. Drag on, Nade. There. Ryan, I sold that one good. What does Dragonade mean?
Guys, I feel like I just teed this shit up for you, and fucking you got Dave talking Pokemon, you guys talking Ralph Nader.
Hey, mine is good.
I was like, come on, guys, like you got. No one mentioned Dragon AIDS, like dragon, like I mean, and then we had a brief mention of like
about that.
about Dragon AIDS.
I think that's a very sad and real problem in the world.
Dude, how do you know that didn't wipe them out, man?
I'm not talking about full-blown dragonades. I'm talking.
You mean like the Magic Johnson Dragonades, where you can just take a bunch of pills?
Yeah, well, that's treatable. Yeah, sure.
So treatable dragonades. What?
Treatable dragonades.
Ryan, don't pull a Dave and tell us what we should have said. Just tell me the definition of this word.
or a delicious drink made from dragons.
How about instead of chlamydia, it's scalmidia? I don't know. I can't really think of any dragon puns. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Sexually transmitted disease puns are like, that's a specialty, I think, of our show. So, yeah. So you guys, I think, Bob, he'll come with words sometime and you're like, that's a pretty awesome word. And then the definition is like, it's like a tool used at a rock quarry to like make things or something. You're like, Bob, really? This word is awesome in the sense that it's awesome because it mentions dragons, and the definition is awesome as well. Dragonade is basically persecution by way of using military troops. So if you really want to harass someone, you fucking call in the Marines.
Wow.
That's if you really want to harass someone. And this comes from, in France, this dude, Louis the XIV. Louis the Xiv. I can't pronounce that. Do you guys know how to pronounce that?
Louis the 14th?
Louis the Kiv.
I think it's Louis the 14th.
Louis the Civ.
King Louis
Louis
Charles
Civ.
Xavier III. Yes.
I'm thinking XIV stands for Xavier.
It's pronounced Louis C.K.
I think
Louis
I'm the
CK.
only learned person on the show now.
You can't even pronounce. It's learned. Come on, dude. Anyway, so this guy, he was pissed about people not being part of his religion. Mm-hmm. So he would basically just go have these rogue troops stay at their house and fucking rile them up. Like, they just be having breakfast and this guy pulls out his bayonet and stuff like, oh man, you sure you don't want to be Catholic? So I feel like there's not that much of, if Obama really wants to rouse people, pull some troops into their house, they're doing farty jokes and they're, watching 2.5 Men with you and like, pulling out their semi-automatic. And yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but if Ralph Nader really wants to arouse some people, drag on, mate.
Drag on, mate.
Oh, that's awesome.
I really hope that Bob cobbles together some great podcast art this week for that.
If they do a Tu Wong Fu sequel and they don't have Ralph Nader in it, then I'm nuking the planet and moving on.
Speaking of moving on, segue. I'm gonna go next because Dave, you gave us a bit of a little tease earlier, saying wait for my word. Yeah. That means you're going last.
Don't worry, you guys are gonna get a good laugh out of it.
Pull on that suspense. So I'll go next. My word this week is furibund.
Furibund?
Furibund.
Oh my god.
Who wants to take a crack at spelling this?
Is that Fearabund?
What? No. It's Furibund.
Oh yeah.
Furibund.
Furibund.
Fury. Buns of fury.
Yeah, I-E. You ignore the I, you pronounce the E. Furibund.
Okay. Well, Dave.
I'm a phonetologist. I know these things. You guys know that I'm the go-to guy to tell you how to pronounce words.
Yes.
In Philly.
So it's furibund.
Incorrectly. You forgot the incorrectly part, but yeah.
Comma.
I can tell you how to say them in some way. I won't guarantee it'll be correct, though.
I can tell you how to say them if you move to the East Coast and you want to fit in.
You want to sound like you're not smart at all.
No. Do you have something, Ryan? Do you have something? I need someone to start with definitions. I don't know what happened. Did we take a right turn at episode 48?
Are you just running this show?
I mean, the fucking cliff. Like, it's the wine. I need to never drink wine during the show again. Yeah. I should have fucking known. Ryan, what do you think this word means?
I mean, once again, Dave, he's not pronouncing it right. Suzik, I'm a little disappointed. You're not pronouncing it right.
Okay.
It's actually, it's a German word.
Okay.
And it's pronounced Führerbund. And Führerbund, basically, it's just, Hitler, horrible guy. I think we can all agree on that, right?
I would hope so.
But
I'm going to need to see the facts first, but yeah, I guess so.
Damn it, Dave, no. God damn it, no.
What? I haven't studied the data.
God damn it, Dave, no.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough time to get into it. But the thing is, what did we talk about last week? We talked about if you want to get into power, you got to have some bitchin' cargo shorts, right? We already know that. That's established.
Right.
Fact.
Right.
But the other thing, if you don't have those, because he didn't, you make people fucking cakes, right? That's how you get into power. So Hitler, he made a kick-ass bundt cake. So a Führerbund is like, it has its own name because it was on like another planet. And that's actually how he rose to power, was through cooking delicious Bunt cakes.
Oh, have you had Adolf's Bunt cake?
The Führerbund?
I will follow him to the grave. It's so good.
It's so good. You want to kaput?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God damn.
Yeah. Cake. Yeah. That's what must be a German eating cake sounds like.
So
I can only assume. Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine what is all in this cake and what's all special about it that it's so good. You know,
We don't want to know the ingredients.
it's true, actually.
Oh,
Forget
man.
it. Forget it. We need to move on. Dave,
I'm fucking Hitlered it, man. No, jeez.
Dave,
Pull the internet argument.
I can't believe I think you might have something better. What is
dude.
Führerbund?
I got it. So Furibund, have you guys ever heard of power ties? You know, like
maybe.
A really
you got like a
fancy
big
colored
meeting
tie.
and you got to wear a power tie to like exert your like dominance, you know? It's an alpha male business power play type of thing. And so power ties, I don't know what a power tie is, but I have heard of them. A Furibund is a similar concept, but
Have you guys heard of power ties? Because I haven't.
I've heard of
I'm
them.
going to base my definition on this
I know
premise.
they exist. No, it's actually similar to what the actual definition is. A Furibund is that same concept of power ties, but applied to proms. So
it, I knew it.
You show up with a cummerbund and it's like, oh, this is some sad, weak shit. It's like really traditional. It's really old. And it's like, no, you want to really impress your date and like, kind of just slam that flag down right away and be like, I'm a powerful dude. You got to come in with a Furibund. It's a lot brighter. It's a lot more red. It's got cool little facts that like roll out from inside of it. Like, oh, I can slam dunk a basketball on a regulation hoop, or like I've jumped my moped over the quarry 4 times, and like, all these cool things that you want your date to know, so that they'll be more impressed by you. But yeah, that is a Furibund.
Bob, I imagine that this is how you first got your wife.
Man, I rock a Furibund every week.
What is it you told her that swooned her to believe that Bob Ball's the man for her?
For starters, I'm more into self-deprecation. It really brings the ladies right to you.
There's got to be an opposite word for Furibund then, right? Where you trash yourself enough that it makes them pity you. Right.
So instead of being a Furibund, it's more of a sad bund.
Sorrowbund, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, that is much better. Yeah. We need to trademark that right away. But mine, so it's kind of like a belt buckle, but higher. If it was one of those belt buckles you can program, but it's just like across your midsection.
Okay, like you wear it across the middle of your stomach.
Is this like a heart monitor or something that you had to wear in gymnastics?
Is this a special flood belt for when the floods are coming and you need to pull your pants way up to like ankle height?
Did you have like a belt and you also had suspenders? Is that what we're talking about here?
Belt spenders.
No? Yeah?
Oh, okay. I think we maybe got a little too close to what. Yeah.
Ryan, do you have a Furibund for us in this sense? One that you pulled out?
Yeah, I mean, I just did it earlier, but I mean, did you not like the fact that I mentioned Hitler? Is that
oh my god? I mean,
problem? Is it the wine? I mean, I can go. I could probably.
I don't
go
understand how I drink wine tonight and the 3 of you suck. Like that's what happened tonight.
Wait, we suck. You're the one like going for seconds, like with shit, like trying to milk me.
All right, Bob, cut everything out in post.
Just cut this whole.
I've got teats, fucker. Can you milk me?
Yeah. All right. So I'll just go for
Hey,
it.
Dave. Out of curiosity, is Mike sounding a lot like your dad right now?
Let's say I'm 16 years old. I'm going to prom, and I'm like, hey, I can bench 120 pounds. Not bad for a 16-year-old or something.
Yeah, but saying it, you sound like a douche. But when she reads it on a nice little accessory that you paid like $84 for, then it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty impressive,
Okay, so I like that. I like the written part of it, I think is important.
Yeah.
I was hoping we could get some more of those out as examples. Hint, hint, good opportunity to goof. But I guess we're just going to have to, go back to having weekly meetings, guys.
We need to just have some like ragtime piano going on right here, and we're all just like tripping over each other. I don't understand what's going on.
Bob, I think we have to get a definition from you yet. Furibund.
Furibund. So this is a specific thing. It's for people that feel inadequate. I mean, they do all these nice things for the environment. And, they've got their Prius. They make sure they take all their recycling up to the edge of the curb on time. But they drive to work, and that car is so silent. And not only are they afraid they're going to hit and kill somebody, but at 15 miles an hour, but they feel like, when that guy pulls up next to them, the one who's having that midlife crisis and has that giant Harley that sounds like a space shuttle taking off. They're like, oh, I want a piece of that in my life. So a Furibund is something that you screw onto the exhaust of your car that makes it sound like a giant hog.
Is it like taking a clothespin and a baseball card up to the spokes of your bike like that?
It's very similar, but it costs thousands of dollars more.
Right. Specifically for the car. I love that. It's like you're starting your car up and it sounds like a fucking Harley.
Hey,
I'm into that.
You want to have that new Prius C?
I'm really into
okay.
that.
You might want this Furibund too. Oh, why would I want that? Oh my gosh. Honey, let's get it.
And that's
Randy, do you really think we need that?
No, that's why I'm getting it. We don't need this Prius either. We don't even have kids.
I don't even need you.
Hey, car guy, what can I get for my trade-in wife here? Huh? We can get you half a Furibund, I guess. Randy, don't trade me in.
Guys, slowly
I've never loved you. I just want the Prius.
back out of the Skype call now.
I'm doing it. I'm just sort of Ryan already backed out, so I mean Furibund. Now that we got all your wrong answers out of the way, you guys, I will tell you the definition. It's an adjective, according to Sexy Merriam-Webster. It is full of fury, frenzied, or raging. So if someone is doing something all furibundly, they're full of fury. They're raging. I like it.
Possibly Cajun.
They're Cajun as well.
They're a raging Cajun.
Yeah, and so I think it's cool. Whatever. I mean, I don't know if I should say too much because normally we have escalator pitches, but it's definitely going to top our next word and our last word. Dave, you have the last word this week. What is it?
All right. My word this week is jerkwater.
But is it jerk water or jerk water?
It's jerkwater. I got a spelling on this.
Jerkwater.
It's a JERKWODDER. Jerkwater.
No, it's
Jerkwater.
it's jerkwater, which is JERKWATER. Jerkwater.
It really is.
Yes, it's a real word.
Wow.
It is all smushed together in a wonderful pairing of two words that should not have anything to do with each other, but combined make a wonderful, fun little definition.
I got this.
Go for it, Bob.
Oh.
So jerkwater, I'll let the other two of you give your awful definitions.
You mean the correct ones?
Jerkwater is actually something that my new company is starting to bottle, and we call it jerkwater.
All right.
It's actually shower water that it just comes off every day off of me, and we just bottle it. Since I am a horrible jerk.
So do you bless
gross.
children with this? Do you splash it on your face? I mean, is it like a moisturizer?
Oh, you can do whatever you
drink
want
it?
with it, but occasionally I masturbate in the shower. So
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Instead of
jerkwater. Try some
instead
today.
of Cracker Jack, there's not a prize in every box, but every 1 in 10 bottles is going to be way different. I feel like you could just eye it up at the grocery store on the shelf. You'd be like, yeah, I know which one's got the semen in it.
We've discussed so many disgusting things on this podcast in the past, like priapisms, but for some reason, this is probably anytime we talk about ingesting something that's disgusting, I get like almost an instant gag reflex, and somehow it's worse when Bob's involved. So like, this is just a whole.
So if you guys could choose, like, of Bob's jerk water, like, what phase of the shower, like, I mean, you're not gonna obviously want like the part that he's talking about there, but like maybe like after he's all washed, he's all good, so you don't have any soap in the water, and you got clean Bob, so it's clean Bob water, as opposed to at the very beginning, it's just dirty water. Who knows at what phase you get the water he's talking about there?
Well, I have a glass right here, so let me just kind of.
Refreshing.
I'm gonna say Head and Shoulders. Am I right, Bob?
Ooh.
Was that from last week after my zombie run? Because it's going to have a little dirt in there. It's going to have a lot of dirt.
Okay, so Head and Shoulders and dirt.
An earthy aroma.
That aftertaste. Oof. Wow. Gross. So as far as phases go, I would probably want the shampoo phase if I could get it. Initial where you're still getting that like Dave was saying, that earthy feel. You want a little bit of grit because that's just going to boost your immune system. But you also want something that's going to give you a deep cleanse that's probably going to make you throw up like within 24 hours, but not necessarily.
Some days it's going to taste like Head and Shoulders, and some days it's pert. You got to switch them up.
You switch them up?
Yeah, it's good for your scalp, bub.
Really? Well, I mean, I'm all scalp. I should probably know this.
Yeah.
You are all scalp.
You just do you even use shampoo? I mean,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
For what?
Well, mostly when I shave my head, I actually have to shampoo it, and then because it's clean your scalp. But then also it helps me feel out if I have any spots I'm missing. With the hairs.
Or if there's a new growth.
Wow. All right.
Went dark.
Yeah, went real dark. Bob, what parts of your body do you recommend we taste?
Oh yeah, might as well get it from the source here.
Right. Yeah.
Typically, the knees are pretty tasty.
Okay.
That's definitely on the yes list. If you get the elbow water, the crick of the elbow, what's that called?
The inside?
Yeah, the inside.
That's the wobble because it's elbow backwards.
You do not want that.
It's a crusty spot. It's a crusty blight on an otherwise perfect form. Shaped body.
That smells like meat that's been left out in the sun too long. Crossed up with some pre-chewed Skittles. I mean, that literally may be what's right there. I'm not sure. Ugh. But that's what it smells like.
Skittles have kind of a nice smell.
Yeah, they do.
Pre-chew, not post-chew.
Wait, pre-chew is before you put them in your mouth.
Pre-chew is actually when they're they're just hanging out, right?
Pre-chewed for you.
Pre-chewed.
Oh. Well,
and listen, I haven't had Skittles in a long time, so I don't know where those came from.
So jerk water, by Bob's definition, is a horrible, awful thing that he bottles up and sells at supermarkets to families. That is all ball runoff.
Bob's.
So that's good. That's great. We're really doing good things with the world.
Hey, it's low cost.
Ryan, I'll let you go next. What do you think jerk water means?
Yeah, I mean, Bob's right in the sense that it's definitely a product that is sold. I'm sure you guys have all seen it, but in my case, like this, my definition for it, the right definition for it is, you guys are all familiar with the E.T. Atari game, how it was kind of this thing that was invented and they made a ton of them, so they had to bury them in a landfill. My product of jerk water is actually something very similar. It was a product that was made back during the 80s, and it didn't work out too well. It was actually movie merchandise from Steve Martin's The Jerk. They wanted to make a whole product line out of it, but really all that they came out with was jerk water, and it wasn't very popular for some reason. But yeah, it was basically trying to promote the movie. Not a huge box office success, and the water was not a big supermarket success either. Huh. Who knew that you couldn't sell beverages based on 80s obscure comedies?
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, it's really unfortunate because you figure there's probably a lot of other like bottled, League of Their Own things out there.
I mean,
and,
you had Animal House, juice,
totally.
or things like that. But yeah, none of them did really well.
No, they didn't. And the jerk is probably not going to do very well either, especially with Bob Ball's nut hair hanging around in there too.
Listen, we filter that out. Maybe.
Not well. So great. Good things. For me, I'm gonna say Jerkwater it's not a product per se, but it is it's the thing that, well, let me set the scene. So it's actually pronounced Jerkwater. Similarly,
that's what Dave said.
Similarly how Dave would say it, because this actually occurred in about the 1940s-ish, like early 1940s. We're hitting about World War II era. And at that point, there was a beginning drive to send a lot of rations and a lot of stuff to the war efforts. And the city of Philadelphia and the majority of the East Coast actually began, shipping off their best sort of like water-based products, actual bottles of water and such. And so what happened is that they started having to fill their homes with what they called jerkwater. And jerkwater is water that was brought in from like this sort of bay area that was contaminated, and it turned half of the population, at least of Philadelphia, into werewolves, because it was like a lycanthropy thing that was going on, and it turned them. But they weren't full on werewolves with their jerkwater. They really just took on, like, if there was a full moon, they just turned into fucking assholes. If it was a full moon, or if the Philadelphia Eagles lost, they were just pricks. So they ran around with their jerkwater, because they were just so angry. They were also thirsty. It only made it worse. And it was all this, like, it induced so much rage, almost furibund-like. And they wound up, just like beating people up, pushing them around. If someone was, picking out groceries, they would replace their eggs with ones that were cracked, like just dicks. And that's really, that's where Philadelphia got its bad rep. It really did. It once was the city of brotherly love, I think. And it lost that luster. Especially once the Eagles went through a really, really bad spell of losing constantly. And probably like the Donovan McNabb era too didn't help. Mm-hmm. But like, the biggest issue was the water they brought in. They just drank this jerk water because they were just shipping it all off to the war efforts. And it was almost like they were so close. If it were more contaminated, then the East Coast would probably have a huge werewolf problem. So that's jerkwater.
Okay.
Dave, you're a historian. Am I accurate with this?
Well, the thing is, the actual written word didn't come to Philadelphia until a lot later than anywhere else in the world.
Okay.
So, a lot of our records don't exist. It's a lot of word of mouth stuff. And, I have heard tales
we all know how word of mouth stuff from around there works.
Word of mouth stuff. And, I have heard tales, from the forefathers of Upper Darby and Fishtown and Rittenhouse Square that they do recall a certain time when everyone was quite happy and free and peaceful and quite hippie-ish, and then there was a strange dark fluid that came to town, and once we got our hands on it, we started fighting and punching people to death and stuff like that.
So jerkwater's actually just beer.
Well, it's Philly tap water now, but yeah, I guess it was beer. Maybe it was some kind of mead or something. Daddy's cough medicine.
So good. I enjoy it so much. Especially Upper Darby. Like, Upper Darby sounds like something you do to like your friend's toilet.
Upper Darby is a pretty shitty place. So.
Dave, please tell us, what does jerkwater actually mean?
All right, jerkwater is an adjective. It means a remote, small, or insignificant place. So, like, you may have heard the term a jerkwater town. This word actually came to me because I was watching Rambo: First Blood with my friend Ryan earlier this week, and he never
On
saw the
Fuel
movie.
TV, like
Yep. He never saw the movie before, and the Colonel Trotman at some point calls it a jerkwater town. And I'm like, what? And I looked it up, and it was a legit word. It can also mean contemptibly trivial, and inferior and insignificant. But a jerkwater town, jerkwater notions. Those are kind of the more popular uses. But yeah, insignificant and out of the way. It's your jerkwater town, jerkwater USA.
I really like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's like a Rambo way of saying the sticks.
Yeah, pretty much. I actually changed my Twitter location to that earlier this week, and nobody noticed. And then, so a little bit of foreshadowing
Sneaky
there.
as fuck.
Oh, you living in old jerkwater, huh?
But,
Nice.
yeah, it's a good fun word. It's got
egg.
jerk in it.
Yeah, and that makes it better. And we're gonna have to get to our assessing right away. I think we each of us said enough to replace our escalator pitches this week. We're gonna just forego the scenario too.
And sorry, no skit this week. We're running behind.
It's fine. I think
The elevator is now stairs.
I think we discussed Bob Ball's runoff a little bit much, so I think we're fine. I think we're covered on that.
Are you sure? We can talk about it some more.
I am positive. Let's start out, Bob. You have to pick between Dragonade, Furibund, and Jerkwater.
How about that Meryl Streep word?
No.
The one with the obstetrician strippers? Oh,
No.
I picked that word.
How about that Meryl Streep?
So I'm going to pick Furibund
Yeah.
because I
that's
really
right.
think that's something that should go on a Prius.
Furibund.
It is.
Yeah.
It is on one.
And number 2, boy, I really need to move some cases of jerkwater, like right away.
Fantastic.
If you'd like a case of jerkwater, just go to jerkwater.com/ and we'll get you some cases out right away.
Jerkwater.com. I have to pick. I'm up next. I'm going to pick between Obstreperous. I already forgot how to say it. Jerkwater and Dragonade. And man, some great words. I'm going to say my number 1. It fucking has to be Jerkwater.
Nice. I thought for sure because of the drag on Ralph Nader, you were going to go with Dragonade.
Oh, but no, that makes Dragonade my number 2, but it's a real close number 2. Because Dragonade, like it's too good. Dave, you have to pick between Obstreperous, Dragonade, and Furibund.
All right, I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go Furibund, number 1. That's a pretty solid word. And for my number 2, I'm gonna have to go Dragonade on it.
All right.
Just sounds great. I just picture dragons chugging sports drinks while they play Quidditch in the sky.
Yeah.
You know?
Dragonade.
And Ryan, it's on you. You have to pick between Furibund, Obstreperous, and Jerkwater.
It's all over me. Cover myself in jerkwater. So jerkwater for jerkwater. Like, that's such a Dave. Jerkwater.
Is that your number 1?
Each.
Don't hate the player, man. Hate the game.
Farouche. Yeah, no, we're gonna go jerkwater number 1 for sure.
Okay.
Number 2, it's a close one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Obstreperous.
All right.
Kind of like that word, and I think that Meryl Streep, she's all right.
She's all right.
Don't get in front of her.
all that.
Do
Don't
not
get
get
in
in
her
front
way.
of her.
Great
Don't get in her
games. Betty Grable.
And that means that, Dave, you win this week with
Hells
Jerkwater.
yeah. Hells yeah, I do.
And
I
that's,
drink deep from the cup of jerkwater this eve, my friends.
Use a strainer.
And it was a good week for words, and I'd love for people to write in and tell us why. And I'd really like for people to write in and tell us their support of Dragonade. Bob, how do they do that?
Well, you can, friends, send us the emails to wordrango@gmail.com. You can also catch us on Twitter, twitter.com/wordrango, but you can only write us 140 characters or so. Some thanks to our Twitter followers, Pod on Pod, not only for our review on their show, but for tweeting about our rebuttal of their review, which you can get on our SoundCloud and our Facebook page, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Also, Obo Crazy, who said that our podcast fight with Pod on Pod is the start of a beautiful romance on the wings of love. Anyway, Procreate tweets, also Avery Close Call, who tweeted, "Thank God I have a pet cock." SSJ Ferratitz, who said, "Now I know what I can call the lady at the front desk at work. A harridan." Thanks, Word Rango.
Harridan.
You, sir, are welcome.
Harridan.
You can also hit us up on Facebook, facebook.com/WordRango, where we post fun stuff all the time. In fact, I remember recently there was a crazy rap carrot that was placed on there, which I found very funny, and I didn't even put it there.
Yeah.
So fun. Make sure you listen to us on iTunes and on the Stitcher. On iTunes, it's bit.ly/WordRango. We'll take you right to our page. We would love a 5-star review. You can also catch little extra biddies on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/WordRango, where you will also be able to hear a review of our review from the Pod on Pod podcast. And you know, if you want people just to have fun and try out Word Rango, do this. Tell, hey, Stacy, I want you to type this in, bit.ly/try-word-rango. It's all one word. Just enter that in there and listen to it with your ear holes. You'll love it.
Yeah.
Not with like a typewriter though, because it doesn't. It's not gonna sound.
Yeah,
the same.
it does not work with a Smith & Wesson Electric. That's a typewriter, right?
Or
But
speaking well. Spell.
But on our SoundCloud page, we do have some other clips from the show. Some hilarious stuff. We have our somewhere around there. We also have ringtones. We have 2 ringtones.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I don't care what other podcasts say. We have 2 ringtones. They probably don't, and they're good ringtones too. I need to figure out my iDevice thing so I can get them on there, so I can have Dave Hinkle's Transformers one, because it's just the best thing ever.
I tell you, that pass out ringtone is one of my personal favorites.
What I don't like about it is how unenthusiastic I am, though. Just pass out. Like, I'm just telling people that's what's going on. But it's so great. That's all on SoundCloud. We're just so connected, and it's so good. We're at cinterapp.com. Bet you forgot about that. It's still the best site on the web. We still have
discountparents.com.
We still have sexyrakes.com. I mean, you just don't get this sort of stuff elsewhere.
Center. I mean, we put a lot of work into creating this wonderfully cohesive fake world.
Right. And hopefully if you appreciate that, you'll take the time to share the show with a friend or a loved one or an enemy or wherever. I don't really care. Tell a principal while you're in detention. Don't give a fuck. Just tell someone. It means the world to us, because I just, every time I think about some of the moments we have from this show, I just giggle like crazy. It's just, if I enjoy it so much, I know someone else out there does. And if it's just one more person, one other person actually enjoys what we do, it makes me happy. And I'm happy to bring all the funnies to you guys, because it's my show. Fuck these other guys. And that's it. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week with 4 more words. We're only 2 weeks away from episode 50. Get hype. Thank you for listening. Word Rango!